Hi, this is Peggy Miller, Highland Winds LLC. I'm the medical herbalist putting together these podcasts, 15-minute episodes. We're now in the chronic and specific section. If you go all the way back to the intro, there's an intro. There are a couple intros where I talk about my qualifications and dosages and things, and then it moves into overview where I explain the terminology, and then through maintenance, maintenance of herbs if you don't have a chronic or a very specific issue, and then finally talking now about chronic and specific issues. And this is number 6. What I've been reviewing has been for the last couple have been the issues of circulation and stagnation as they relate to emotions. And the reason I wanted to, and it stemmed from starting the chronic and specific with arthritis issues and muscle cramps and blood deficiency and circulation, and how circulation contributes to those. Now we're finishing up on the emotions from the standpoint that I wanted, since in this last one, in chronic and specific number 5, I talked about liver and the emotions of anger and depression and how liver qi and blood stagnation lead to those. And so that those are very much a symptom. And today, the reason I wanted to make a couple more points related to emotions is sometimes anger, as well as coupled often with anxiety, hypertension, and insomnia, are indications of heart stagnation. And so stagnation of mucus around the heart. And because I wanted to make sure I talked a little about that, because if you have sudden anger, it can be related to mucus getting stuck around the heart. And there are different symptoms for that, but it's as well a cause of sudden or little understood anger, lashing out in a way that makes no sense. And if you have had a lot of mucus symptoms, a lot of colds in the past, if you've been diagnosed in the past with low spleen qi deficiency and a buildup of mucus, it often dries and surrounds the heart. And it then also leads to heart heat, and it's a condition that really needs to be addressed. The mucus needs to be cleared. There are herbs like Panelia, coupled with others like hyssop, which bamboo shavings, Perea, they all together can help clear mucus that is surrounding the heart and will help with issues that are coupled with the anger you might be feeling or depression. And if you're feeling anxiety as well, it can help by clearing both the heart heat that results from this stagnation, as well as by clearing the mucus. You can really help yourself feel better, deal with your emotions, and help cool your heart down so that it can work properly. I want to clarify that these symptoms are somewhat different, except for the presence of the emotion. With liver qi and blood stagnation, you have anger and depression, but you also usually have nausea, a poor appetite. You can even have lumps in the neck or the breast or the groin, and this is related to liver qi and blood stagnation, which I discussed last time. With the heart, you won't often have the stomach manifestations. It's related to the mucus plugging around the heart. There is an additional stagnation issue related to the heart, which doesn't create the anger. It's because it's not mucus plugging around the heart in the arteries, etc. It's blood stagnation. And if you have heart blood stagnation, it often leads to cold hands, pain in the upper left shoulder, and it needs to be cleared. And you can use danshan or tianchi ginseng to help clear blood stagnation. And that also is something that should be addressed and cleared. But it won't have the anger symptoms or the high anxiety. With the heart stagnation I'm talking about, mucus around the heart, plugging different capillaries, plugging some of the veins around the heart heat then builds up, and the tongue will show this. In a proper consult, the tongue will show heart heat. And heart heat can, not to make this too complicated, but it's important that you realize if you're having anger, but that's it, you don't have, if you're a female, you don't have irregular periods, you don't have any other signs of the liver stagnation, you don't have any stomach issues, it could be, but you do and have had a lot of colds and a lot of mucus in your history, your health history, then you might be dealing, the anger may be a sign of heart, mucus stagnating around the heart, and it needs to be cleared, and the heart heat that will result from it needs to be cleared as well. To clear heart heat, coptis is a very good herb, great herb for clearing heart heat. Gardenia is another good one that is great for clearing heart heat. They often can be used together. Scrofularia is another one. And so what you would do is get a tea. It would be good to get a consult from somebody trained, certified. Yes, I do them. There are other Chinese and Ayurvedic herbalists that can, probably in your area, but I do phone consults. So if you want to turn to that, which I would recommend by someone, contact me or contact someone in your area and get a consult. And then there's formulas for herbs, and they work quite well. In a couple weeks, you can clear a lot of the heart heat, you can clear a lot of the mucus that has plugged the area, and then at the same time, you can begin to look at taking longer term for 2 to 3 months. Probably you would need spleen key deficiency, because spleen key deficiency leads to mucus buildup, which causes the problem around the heart. But it's important to focus on this. Sometimes if I'm speaking with someone and they say, geez, I have a lot of anxiety and a lot of insomnia, and then we're doing a consult, I say, send me a tongue photo, and often there will be signs of heart heat because their areas are plugged. Plugged areas aren't always due to mucus. It can be blood stagnation. It can be the buildup of plaque on arteries, and there are other herbs as well that can lead to that are contributing to the anxiety and the insomnia. And from my standpoint, I usually work to clear if there's signs of heart heat. You work on that immediately, help clear the heart heat, and then in addition, try to pinpoint whether it's blood stagnation. Usually, I just assume there's some stagnant blood, probably. If a person has had any grief in their life, that can cause blood stagnation. So you clear some of the blood stagnation, and then also, if there are signs, if the person has had any mucus, they say, oh yeah, I get colds all the time, and I've had a history of bronchitis, I've had this, that, mucus-wise, then I will turn to clearing any signs of mucus, so that the heart areas, so the capillaries and the veins leading to the heart and away from it are cleared, so that the heart can cool off and work well. And this can be a very, very important clearing. So the emotions of anger and depression can be heart related. They're first and foremost and usually liver related. But anger and depression are symptoms. So if these are symptoms you have, I highly recommend a consult, and go back and listen to the liver blood and stagnation last couple that I did on, the episodes that I did, number 4 and 5. And then, but also, if this is something, if you have a spouse or kids or people in the workplace saying that you are exhibiting a lot more anger and a lot more grouchiness, or you're feeling really depressed and you don't get it, and you've even, say, changed your diet and you're eating a healthy diet and you've really cut your alcohol down and you're exercising, but you're really still feeling a sense of either anger or depression, then it's good to pinpoint whether it's liver stagnation or heart, mucus around the heart, and or blood stagnation around the heart. So it's important to understand that emotions are very important as symptoms. Sometimes I'll have a new client and they what I would call, this sounds bad, but they overreact to, and I have to stop myself and realize that's a symptom. That's a symptom. They're probably going to turn out to have either liver or heart issues, and I need to address those. And sure enough, invariably, that's the case. So it's important to see these as simply, somebody goes, "God, you're just, you're a real case. You're always down, or you're always angry. You're always grouchy." Don't be down on yourself. Get your liver and or heart cleared. You will feel way better. And everyone will go, "Geez, what happened? You seem a lot more relaxed, and you're not angry like you were. You're not reacting." So it's really important to see these as critical symptoms of chronic or specific symptom issues that you face health-wise. And with the heart, as I've said, coptis, scrofularia, gardenia, gentiana, they're good. Well, gentiana is better for liver, but gardenia and coptis are excellent blood clearers. And so blood heat clearers and heart heat clearers. And in addition to clearing the heart heat, then the herbs that are really good for helping to clear mucus around the heart or mucus in your system are Pinellia, which you only usually need to use for about a week or two, and bamboo shavings. Perea is an excellent one, and hyssop, and mullein. They're all very good herbs for clearing mucus. So that ends that. I'm going to probably be turning next to yin deficiency and the symptoms related to that, including diabetes is one of the problems related to that, but night sweats and a host of other things. So yin deficiency and the chronic situations that occur from it, I'll be talking about next. This is the end of this one today. Thanks, MCAT, for airing these. You can find them on Highland Winds LLC YouTube channel. You have a great day.